Okay, so if we look at the lob wedge shot or the lob shot as our first one, wide stance, ball's going to be forward in the stance. The further that way the ball position goes, the higher it goes, but the higher risk. So the lie's got to be good, if not perfect. Almost help like a launch angle. Obviously a lob wedge will help that compared to your Sandown. And your technique's got to be almost spot on. Any error in the technique, it's going to be, you're going to thin it across the green. So you almost got to look at the shot and go, do I need to play this risk shot? Could I play a regular sand shot? Just pitch over the bunker and roll 10, 15 foot further past. If that's an option, then fine, okay? But it's worth practicing these shots to put more skills into your game to actually develop that shot further and further down the line, okay? But the same thing again, that has got to start off moving to the left. As obviously with a long game, we're going to move that to the left. It's that sensation for you from the top of the backswing moving this way to get that strike. If you can get to the top of the backswing and you move your hip down into the left, you're gonna rotate, okay? I wouldn't worry about the rotation too much. The more you worry about the rotation, the more you're going to kind of pop up and you start coming back up and there's bunching. Yeah.
Okay.
So top of the backswing then, good turn there, okay? Now from here, that left hip now is going to move through to that left side. Now again,
see that almost down.
Look at that impact there. That for me, clear all them. That for me, a straight line. Lovely.
A little bit bent up.
No, look at that. I mean, you can look a lot of tour players have got a slightly bent, but the thing is, post impact, does that look tucked up and bunched to you? There's a full width. I mean, your arms are basically the same edge of the camera there on the left edge of the screen. On the right edge of the screen there, to be fair. So you're not as if you're tucking them in. There's none of this kind of looking feeling, okay? And again, the sound off the club face was better. The strike was good. I move into a good position, okay? The same with that lob shot, okay? If we're playing it now, keep everything there. Almost for that sort of dropping and sort of just sliding as the club's going to slide under the ball. Again, you can see how low the club is here, well after the shot. That's going to slip under that golf ball. If we were to lean back in this direction, okay, that club now is going to be coming up quickly, and that's when the thin comes in, yeah? So you get that thin shot, and it whizzes across the green, okay? So keeping that weight forward, okay? Right hand grip, and you started off a bit there. That's better with that right hand grip, okay? If it gets underneath, you're going to roll, exactly, yeah. That rolling over is going to just close the club face and be no good to anyone. So keeping that weight forward there, so that sort of movement just there, so that bump, that left it there, keep it there. And the more confident you get, the more you get on that club face. Again, doesn't need to be very hard. And that ball coming off the club face now, nice and high. You've got a nice extended line through there, okay? As you get more and more confident, we can just start using a little bit more of that underneath sort of sensation with the right hand to try and add a bit more loft. But that's, again, past level 1, then get to level 2, and so on and so forth. But understanding what to do, okay? Okay, as we go through, it needs to, again, rhythm and tempo needs to be nice and smooth. And that ball's coming off there, again, you know, something around 39 degrees. There's probably a bit more than 39 because the ball's sat on there nice and fluffy, okay? It's easy to do. I'll go and grab a lob wedge now. You can have a little play about that if you want to sort of see how it feels with the club face. Even if it's tight lie on the mat there now, can you get underneath there? Can you get to maybe over 40 degree line? 37 was your highest with the Sandown. With a bit extra loft, you should be able to get towards that 40 degree mark, okay? So everything's got to feel, whether it's driver, top of the back, so there's a downward press into that front foot, okay? If you worry about hip rotation and not bunching, it's all going to come back here, okay? You move down here, and again, just working, moving into that left side. Get to sort of pre-impact and just swish your arms back and forth. Get that sensation of doing that through impact. So you actually, you learn that kind of impact from there. Now just sort of swishing your arms from where you need to be at impact and get that feeling of, there you go, striking the ground. And as I said, what you want to try and achieve really is you come into impact just before impact. The club as you're coming down now is in line with your trail leg there, kind of this way. As it gets to the front leg, it matches up with the front leg, okay? I'm in a sort of straight line there with the front leg, okay? But it's definitely a downward sensation and a lateral move. That for me, after the session on the golf course, was probably the best you've hit it for a long, long time. When you were thinking about taking a divot, hitting the ground, coming after the golf ball, yeah? Your biggest, I won't say your biggest fear, but one of the fears you have on the golf course is hitting the ground behind the ball. A month prior to that, you sent the video on the golf course, you were hitting the ground a foot behind the golf ball. It was like, missed the ground. So I'm hitting the ground, the ball's going, no, if I thin it, it's at least going to go somewhere. And yeah, it's not the hitting of the ground that's the problem, it's where the ground is hit, yeah? Okay, mate, makes sense?
Brilliant, thank you.
Good, pleasure.